If you're buying a home, you've probably heard your agent say that you'll need an earnest money deposit, and then you'll also need a down payment. But wait, are those the same thing? Do you have to pay them both? And what happens to that money if something goes wrong? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what earnest money is, what your down payment is, how they work together, and how to protect your hard-earned cash during the home buying process. I'm Candace Fontes, and you're watching Offer Accepted. Let's start with earnest money, also called earnest money deposit or EMD. Think of it as your good faith deposit, money you put down when you make an offer on a house to show the seller you're serious about buying. Typically, earnest money is 1 to 3% of the purchase price. So on a $400,000 house, that might be anywhere from $4,000 to $12,000. But don't panic if you don't have this cash. Everything in real estate is negotiable, and I'm just giving you a typical scenario as an example. Once your offer is accepted, that money doesn't go to the seller directly. Instead, it's held in escrow, which is like a neutral holding tank managed by the listing broker, an attorney, or a title company. And here's something a lot of buyers don't realize. Your earnest money is not an extra cost. As long as the deal closes, it gets credited right back to you at closing, usually applied towards your down payment or your closing costs. Now what happens if the deal falls through? The good news is that your purchase contract usually includes contingencies or safety nets that protect your earnest money if something goes wrong. For example, if the home inspection reveals major issues and you back out, you can get your earnest money back. If the appraisal comes back in low and you and the seller can't agree on the new price, you can cancel the transaction and also get your money back. If your financing falls through despite your best efforts, you're still protected by your mortgage contingency, and the earnest money deposit will be returned to you. But if you decide to walk away for a reason that's not covered, like you just changed your mind, the seller may be entitled to keep your earnest money as compensation for taking their house off the market. This is why it's so important to understand your contract and lean on your agent for advice before making a big decision. Now let's talk about down payment, which is completely separate from earnest money. Your down payment is the amount of money that you contribute toward the purchase price of the home at closing. So while this is typically a lot more money, you do not pay this till the closing table, whereas the EMD is paid when the offer is accepted. How much you need depends on your loan program. FHA loans typically require 3.5% down. Conventional loans can be anywhere between 3 and 5%. VA and USDA loans may allow 0% down for qualified buyers, in which case you can even get your earnest money deposit back at closing. And some buyers choose to put 20% or more down to avoid private mortgage insurance or PMI. Let's recap for a second. Earnest money is given and held in escrow to bind the contract and show good faith. The down payment is your share of the purchase price, and then your lender covers the rest with the mortgage. So how do these two payments work together? Your earnest money deposit is simply an early payment towards your total funds to close. Let's say you're buying a $400,000 home and you're putting 5% down. That's a $20,000 down payment due at closing. If you paid $8,000 in earnest money when your offer was accepted, that $8,000 is applied towards the $20,000 at closing, and you just bring the remaining $12,000. Here's my best tip. Treat earnest money seriously. Don't offer more than you're comfortable with, and make sure you understand your contingencies before you sign anything. And don't stress. As long as you follow the contract and work closely with your agent, that money will be protected every step of the way and go towards your new home. Now you know the difference between earnest money and your down payment, and you can walk into the home buying process with confidence. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos that make the home buying simple and stress-free. And if you have questions about earnest money in your state or city, drop them in the comments. I'd love to answer them. That's all for now, and I'll see you next time on Offer Accepted.